All right, folks, I did it again. I've been talking for the last 3 minutes on mute. So good afternoon and welcome to Pods here in East Providence, Rhode Island for the 13, 14-year-old session of the 2021 February 2021 team specialty meet here. So I'll try this again while I'm not on mute. I'll do a quick audio and video check. You should have some good audio coming through. Video should be coming through crystal clear. Let me know if everything's working. Before we get into today's meet, want to do a quick recap of yesterday's meet. Got some really interesting statistics here. We're up to 20 people, so if somebody can jump into the live stream, the live chat, let me know that audio, video is coming through loud and clear. I'd like to get into a recap of yesterday. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there as well today on that Sunday, February 14th here in 2021. So once we have people in the live chat, let me know that you can hear me okay. Perfect, Bruce Rogers. You're the man, Bruce. Appreciate the update here. So yesterday was a very interesting day, right? We had the 50 free here in this group. We had 22 out of 24 swimmers who dropped time yesterday. So a testament to some good training, some hard work and dedication by all of the swimmers. So 22 out of 24 swimmers dropped yesterday. The biggest drop was Cormac Hughes, who dropped a little over 1.5 seconds. So 1.54 seconds here. As we look at the 200 IM, we had 11 out of 15 swimmers drop times yesterday. So we had Maggie Holland with the biggest drop, logging a drop of 3.91 seconds. So almost a 4-second drop by Maggie Holland there. So great job by her. 100 breast, we had 7 out of 12 swimmers dropping times. And in the 500 free, we had some really ridiculous time drops. So we had 12 out of 18 swimmers dropping times. So Ryan Kornacki dropped 13.68 seconds. Damian Figet-Kosarev dropped 16.56 seconds. Zach Dauphin dropped 32.58 seconds. Ian Scott Sheldon dropped 39.79 seconds. And the biggest drop out of anyone was registered by Ava Bradshaw. I had to look at this like 2 or 3 times to make sure it was right. Ava Bradshaw dropped 44.36 seconds. So some really fast, lively swimming here yesterday afternoon at Pods. And we're going to have some fast swimming action today too. So we're up to 30 folks here on the live stream. Yesterday, I believe this group topped out at 71 or 72. So we're not going to take 30 as our end-all, be-all number here. We need to get that up to 70, 75. One of these days, we're going to eclipse 100 here for this 13, 14-year-old session. So our order of events today will be, we'll start off with the 100 free. We'll move into the 100 butterfly. Next will be the 100 back, and we'll round things out this afternoon with the 200-yard freestyle. So we should have a fast afternoon of swimming, and we've done this with all of the other sessions so far today. A lot of time to kill, right? There's some dead time to go over on the broadcast here. So we're talking about the topic of Valentine's Day came up. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. And the topic came out of what is your favorite or most underrated Valentine's Day candy? So I started it off by talking about it's gotta be the conversation hearts. For sure, you can eat easily. I mean, those things go in a bowl in my house and they're gone within a day or two. So, gonna try and keep this very interactive here this afternoon. Jump into the live chat. I want to know what your favorite Valentine's Day candy is, or It doesn't have to be favorite. Maybe it can be underrated as well. Had some really interesting submissions earlier today, things that I hadn't really thought of, and definitely going to try them out for sure here. Looking forward to a few of the different ones here. We have our timers in the building. We have the Cavicks. We have representation from the Hughes family, the Hartmans. So we got our timers here. Tim Groves just walked into the building. Tim Groves made all of us men look like mere mortals yesterday with bringing the big, extravagant birthday balloons and gifts to his wife, Kathleen, who celebrated her birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to Kathleen. So as we wait to get ready here, once again, folks, chocolate-covered strawberries. All right, and it's funny, Michaela, as you say that, Ella was walking right by as you typed that. So that was a pretty interesting coincidence. Yeah, you know, I like chocolate-covered strawberries. That's another one, too. The problem is, or I guess it's a good thing, you can eat a ton of those and not feel bad about eating them because of the fruit aspect, right? So I'll easily throw down a dozen of those in one sitting, maybe even more, and you don't feel bad because it's fruit. The question is, Michaela, dark chocolate covered or milk chocolate? That's the question. I'm going milk chocolate all day. I know my wife would disagree. She'd go dark chocolate, and I'm really doing some weird pronunciations here because she told me this morning how bad my New England accent was coming through this morning. So we're getting ready to go for Heat 1 of the mixed 13-14 yard freestyle. Heat 1 will feature Lane 1, Ella Folks. Lane 2, Patrick Gorham. Lane 3, Ian Scott Sheldon. Lane 4, Ethan Young. And in Lane 5 will be Caitlin Dockray. So your one gator swimmer will be Folks in Lane 1 here this afternoon. Conversation hearts, heart shape. Okay. Dark chocolate, Michaela says. All right, I like that. My wife will agree with you on that. I'll have to, I'll go milk chocolate on the chocolate-covered strawberries. Heart-shaped Reese's peanut butter candy. Or Reese's peanut butter. So here's the thing with Reese's peanut butter cups. You got to throw them in the freezer. If they make it from the store to my house without me opening the package, then they go right in the freezer. I got to go get those things hard as a rock. Love Reese's peanut butter cups in the freezer. So we're gonna keep this candy theme going throughout the meet here, but we're ready to go here for Heat 1. So once again, Ella Folks in Lane 1, Patrick Gorham in Lane 2, Ian Scott Sheldon in 3, Ethan Young in 4, Caitlin Dockray in 5. This will be Heat 1 of 4 of the 100-yard freestyle here to kick off our afternoon. Okay, so swimmers have made their way to the blocks here, losing their masks, doing some last-minute adjustments. Officials are ready. We're ready to go here, folks. This will be Heat 1 of the 100-yard freestyle.
Take your mark.
So it's Scott Sheldon in Lane 3 from Crimson out to an early lead. Gorham behind him here in Lane 2. Gorham had a little bit of a slow start there, hesitated, made up ground pretty quickly though. But it is Scott Sheldon at the 50-yard mark in first, followed by Gorham, followed by Dockray and Folks. We do have an open Lane 4, so we do not have Ethan Young. But as you can see, this race belongs to Ian Scott Sheldon as he blazes toward the wall. He'll come in first here. The race is going to be for second with Dockray and Gorham battling it out in lanes 5 and 2 respectively. Looks like Gorham's going to touch first, so we'll have Scott Sheldon, Gorham, and Doc Ray 1, 2, 3 in that order here in your opening heat of the 100-yard freestyle. And unlike the sessions this morning, we'll definitely have more candy talk because we have a 50 cool down after every race. So let's see, let me catch up here. M&M's dipped in peanut butter. Okay, I do have some questions on that though. M&M's dipped in peanut butter. M&M's are tiny. Like dipping them in peanut butter, it seems messy. So there's got to be a way here to make that a clean process. And I know there are peanut butter M&M's now. I do like the idea of M&M, peanut butter dipped M&M's, but M&M's are tiny. It's hard to dip the M&M's in the peanut butter. So not a bad idea. Execution, I don't know how that will work. Let's see, Yvonne Rogers talks about Reese's Dove chocolates. Yup, the Dove chocolate. Oh, the Dove milk chocolate, fantastic. I never knew there were messages in the wrapper. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Never knew there were messages in the wrapper there. So I'll have to take a look at that one for sure. So keep those comments coming on the candy, because we're going to get to all of them as we move along here throughout the afternoon. So we'll take it to heat 2 of 4. Lane 1 will be Evan Weiser. Lane 2, Jane Dater. Lane 3, Ava Bradshaw. Lane 4, Madison Rogers. Lane 5, Jacoby Jones. And then lane 6 will be Sonia Warwick. So Weiser in 1, Dater in 2, Bradshaw in 3, Rogers in 4, Jones in 5, Warwick in lane 6 here in heat 2 of 4 of the 100-yard freestyle. We're up to 51 people, so we're multiplying quick here. I like it. Don't know if I'm going to be completely satisfied until we get over 70 again, like we did yesterday. So get that link out. Here we go, heat 2 here. Swimmers are up on the block, so we're ready to go. This is heat 2 of the 100-yard freestyle. So it's Rogers in lane 4, out to a quick lead here in the 100 free. She had a fantastic start. Jane Dater in lane 2, also with a good start. But at the 50-yard mark, it's going to be Rogers. Dater in lane 2, right behind her though. Good turn at the wall by Jane Dater, excuse me. But it's Rogers in lane 4. Looks like she maintains the lead. This is going to come down to the last 25. I think Jane Dater in lane 4 has passed Rogers. So it's Dater, Rogers, and Bradshaw in that order. Can Rogers catch her here? They hit the flags. It's going to be Jane Dater in lane 2, followed by Madison Rogers in lane 4, and Ava Bradshaw coming in 3rd. So Dater, Rogers, Bradshaw in that order. Looks like that was Rogers and 4. Tough to see the time, 100. So it looked like Rogers clocked a 100.47. No, that's not right. No, it is right. 100.47. Jane Dater with a 59.83. And Ava Bradshaw looks like a 100.89. So great race there in heat 2 of 4. We know there's a lot of Madison Rogers fans out in the audience here. I got a lot of comments to check up on. Let's see here. Is Ian Scott Sheldon wearing flippers? I know. I mean, he was flying. Kid's really fast, for sure. Come on, Ella. Scoop peanut butter, then dip. I'd like to know how people feel. Okay, so Yvonne, I do notice a new official here. So I did see him talking to Madison Rogers earlier. So can I assume, Yvonne, this is your husband? As we move on to heat 3 of 4. Lane 1 will be Vivian Wiener. Lane 2, Tessa Lafreniere. Lane 3, Madison Stearns. Lane 4, Ryan Kornacki. Lane 5, Riley Plant. And lane 6 will be Sarah Pescod. So great race there all the way around. This will be heat 3 of 4 of the 100-yard freestyle. They're off. Clean start. Let's see what this 100 freestyle brings us here this afternoon for heat 3 of 4. So it was Ryan Kornacki to the wall first in lane 4. He's being challenged by Stearns in lane 3. So at the 50-yard mark, it is Ryan Kornacki holding on to the slimmest of leads here over Stearns in 3, Plant in 5. See if Kornacki can keep up the pace here. Looks like he's getting some strength here. He's pulling away a little bit, and it will be Ryan Kornacki in lane 4, your winner. Followed by Madison Stearns in lane 3. Followed by Tessa Lafreniere in 3rd position. So we'll go Kornacki, Stearns, Lafreniere in that order, 1, 2, 3 here in heat 3 of 4 with the 100-yard freestyle. So my wife brings up a good question in the chat. How people feel about that gigantic Hershey's Kiss. I've seen it. You know, it comes in a box. It's probably about 10 to 15 times the size of a regular Hershey Kiss. How do you eat that thing? That is a good question. I need some feedback on that, folks. How do you eat, when you get that Hershey Kiss, how do you eat it? Do you get like a steak knife and cut it up? Do you freeze it and then like chip away at it when it's frozen? I don't know if I've ever eaten one of those, to be honest with you. So it's going to be one of the great unanswered questions we're going to have to get to today as we move on to heat 4 of 4. We'll have Keith Hartman in lane 1, Ryan Connors in lane 2, Damian Figet-Kosarev in lane 3, Addison Abreu in lane 4, Claire Carroll in lane 5, and Maggie Holland in lane 6. Your top time coming in belongs to Damian Figet-Kosarev at a 54.13. I expect Kosarev to demolish this time. He's been swimming amazingly fast of late. So keep an eye on Damian in lane 3. Here we go, folks. This is heat 4 of the 100-yard freestyle. All right, so it is Figet-Kosarev in lane 3, out to an early lead. Ryan Connors right behind him and challenging. Figet and Connors 1-2 there. Coming home with the final 25 here, it's going to be Damian Figet-Kosarev in lane 3, Ryan Connors in lane 2. The race is for 3rd place. It'll be between Abreu and Carroll, lanes 4 and 5, and it will be Addison Abreu in lane 4, 3rd place position. So Figet-Kosarev, Connors, Abreu, 1, 2, 3 in that order. Great swim. Let's check on Damian's time. Damian went a 52.47. A 52.47 for Figet-Kosarev there. I told you, folks, that he was going to demolish that 54.13, and he did. A 52.47. Second place, Ryan Connors, looks like a 53.47. And a brew was a 55.39 or, yeah, 55.39 or 55.38. So the story of that 100 freestyle, Figet Kosarev, 52.47. Yeah. So Connors did a 53.47, Kosarev a 52.47, a brew a 55.3. So some really fast swimming there. These swimmers deserve a cool down. We're over 70 viewers. That's where we need to be. Dave Kaiser talking about getting a hammer out and chiseling the large Hershey's Kiss. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one here. So I'm going to bring up another underrated candy. Well, we're going to be in a quick 5-minute break here too. Another very underrated, not necessarily a Valentine's Day candy, but when you get into that category of hot tamales, Mike and Ike's, and Swedish Fish. So I know that my wife loves Swedish Fish. I love Swedish Fish, tamales, and Mike and Ike's. The challenge with each of those is they just messy on the teeth. You eat those things and then you spend the next hour trying to fish all that stuff out of your teeth. And Andrew Ellison, one of the parents of one of our 13-year-old swimmers from the last session, he had a good idea. He said freeze them. So you freeze those candies and then eat them like hard candy. And I'm going to try that. I have to admit, I may actually stop at CVS on the way home, bang out one of those giant boxes of Mike and Ike's or hot tamales. You know, they're always on sale for like 2 for $3 or something like that. And throw them in the freezer. So Bruce Rogers, yeah, you know, Swedish Fish, it's just such an underrated candy. I don't even know if it's underrated. I mean, I think everybody loves Swedish Fish. One of my favorites, definitely my wife's favorite. So yeah, we're at 72 people into the live stream. Now we're going to be moving into the 100-yard butterfly when we return from break here this afternoon. Heat 1 of 3 will feature Ian Scott Sheldon in lane 2, Cormac Hughes in lane 3, Jillian Frechette in lane 4, and Charlotte Kaiser in lane 5. So lanes 1 and 6 will be open here. Again, this 13, 14-year-old session always showing up with the crowd. 71 viewers. This is where we were yesterday. I have a feeling at some point, maybe with the next meet, this group will be the first to break 100. So let's continue to get that link out to friends, family, aunts, uncles, cousins, second cousins by marriage, neighbors, teachers, classmates, you name it. Let's get that link out there as the swimmers are making their way up for the 100-yard butterfly. This will be the first heat. And we'll feature in lane 2, Ian Scott Sheldon. In lane 3, Cormac Hughes. In lane 4, Jillian Frechette. And in lane 5 will be Charlotte Kaiser. So that's the lineup here. We have lanes 1 and 6, which will be open. This is event 32. The mixed 13 and 14 100-yard butterfly. There will be 2 heats. Here we go, folks. This is heat number 1. For your viewing orientation, once again, lane 1 is the top of the screen, furthest from the camera position. Lane 6 is at the bottom of the screen, closest to me here. So once again, Scott Sheldon out to a quick start here. He's in lane 2. Hughes and Frechette right behind him here. But it is Scott Sheldon in lane 2, out to the early lead. So Hughes and Frechette, they're going to battle for the second place position, it seems. I don't know if they're going to catch Scott Sheldon here. He's in lane 2. He's led from wire to wire here. So it will be Scott Sheldon, your winner. Cormac Hughes seems to have pulled a little bit ahead of Frechette here. Hughes in lane 3, Frechette in lane 4. It's going to be Cormac Hughes in second place, followed by Jillian Frechette, and then Charlotte Kaiser here. So it will be Scott Sheldon, Hughes, Frechette, Kaiser in that order, 1 through 4. Takes us through our opening heat of the 100-yard butterfly. We'll move on to heat number 2. We'll have Jane Dater in lane 1, Brody Faze in lane 2, Tessa Lafreniere in lane 3, Ben Connors in lane 4, Ryan Kornacki in lane 5, and Ava Bradshaw in lane 6. So we did not have either of the Connors twins with us yesterday. They were representing Attleboro High School in their conference finals yesterday. The Connors twins are both standouts on the Attleboro High School team. They're both freshmen. They wrapped up an outstanding freshman season for Attleboro, so we're happy to have them back swimming for Gators here today. So you saw Ryan earlier in the 100 free. Now you're going to see Ben. He'll be swimming out of lane 4 here. So Lafreniere comes in with the best time here. She's got a 105.25. Ben Connors right behind her here with a 106.36. Okay, this is an interesting development. Stanley Kaiser talking about a Zagnut and a clock bar. I don't know what a Zagnut bar is. I'm going to have to do some research on this. Clock bar is very familiar with, definitely like those. Stanley may be putting me onto something new here. A Zagnut bar. Here we go, folks. This is heat 2 of 3 of your 100-yard butterfly. We're off here. Clean start for heat 2 of 3 of the 100-yard butterfly from Pod Swimming. And it is Connors in lane 4, out to a blazing start here through your first 25. So it's Connors to the wall first. He looks like he's splitting a 28 here. He's out in front by a good 2.5 to 3 seconds. I don't think anyone's going to catch Connors here. The race is going to be for second place. So you get Kornacki in lane 5, Lafreniere in 3, Fahey's in 2. They're going to be your closest competitors to Connors. But this has been a dominating performance by Ben Connors in lane 4. He will be your winner. It looks like Ryan Kornacki in lane 5 will come in second, with Tessa Lafreniere in lane 3 coming in third. So you have Connors, Kornacki, and Lafreniere, 1, 2, 3 in that order for heat 2 of the 100 butterfly. And you see that stroke from Connors. Very long, powerful stroke there in the butterfly, leading him to victory here in heat 2 of 3. Heat 3 of 3 will feature Claire Carroll in lane 1, Zach Zabo in lane 2, George Groves in lane 3, Nick Kavik in lane 4, Zach Dauphin in lane 5, and in lane 6 will be Riley Plant. So your top time coming into this heat belongs to George Groves with a 59.96. So he's the only swimmer under a minute here with the best time. Nick Kavik very close here, a 1:00.31. Zach Zabo, a 1:00.95. So keep an eye on lanes 2, 3, and 4, Zabo, Groves, and Kavik. Zach Dauphin also in the mix with a 101.63. So this should be very exciting, fast-paced race here as we'll wrap up the 100 butterfly. So the swimmers making their way away from the pool. Oh, Zach Dauphin forgot to take his mask off here in lane 5. It's going to be tough to swim with his mask. Here we go, folks. We are ready. This is heat 3 of the 100-yard butterfly. So it's Groves, Zabel, and Kavik, not necessarily in that order, but yes, in that order. So at the 50, we had Groves, Zabel, and Kavik, 1, 2, 3. They've pulled themselves away from all of the other swimmers here, so they're in lanes 2, 3, and 4. It's Zabel who has jumped out to a little bit of a lead here in lane 2, and it will be Zach Zabel in lane 2, followed by George Groves in 3, Kavik in 4. So great race there. Zabel, Groves, Kavik, 1, 2, 3 in your final heat of the 100-yard butterfly. Spectacular racing there. Let's see, there were 3 swimmers. Your top 3 swimmers all went under a minute there, with Groves dropping down to, it looks like, a 57.94. So if so, that's a greater than 2-second drop for Groves. No, excuse me. Sorry. That would be Zabel. So Zach Zabel dropping down to a 57.94. Groves looks like he was at a 58.9, which represents a 1-second drop. And Kavik looks like a 59.3. So all almost 1-second drops. Zabel with the gigantic 2-second drop here in the 100 fly. So spectacular effort there. And that is already going to take us to our second to last event. It sounds crazy to say that, but these meets certainly go by extremely fast. Second to last event, which is the 100-yard backstroke. There will be 4 heats. Still waiting for an update on that Zagnut bar. And that was a good race, Yvonne. Spectacular race. A lot of good swimming here this afternoon. Folks, we're up to 80 viewers. 80, actually 81. So 81 people viewing this live stream with these 13, 14-year-old swimmers doing a fantastic job. So once again, the 13, 14 group, I can't thank you enough for all of your support of your swimmers here. I know they appreciate it. Everybody's coming by the camera position. They'll wave. You know, certain kids will ask me, hey, is this person on? Is that person on? So that's why I always encourage all of you to jump into the live chat. Let me know who you are, who you're rooting for, so I can let your swimmers know. But we're up to 81 people. So this is another record. So you set the record or broke the record like the last meet. Then yesterday we were up to 71. Now today we're up to 81 people. So kudos to all the 13, 14-year-old parents out there today. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Again, We're here at Pods in East Providence, Rhode Island for the 13-14-year-old session of our February 2021 team specialty meet. It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. BB Kavik checking in. Great swim, Nick. Yeah, Nick, I'll tell you, Nick is a beast. So what Nick lacks right now in physical size, he certainly does not lack in heart, hard work, and determination. So he is one of the standout swimmers on this Gator Swim Club. Always a 1, 2, 3 swimmer. Nick's parents are here timing at the far end of the near end of the pool in lane 3. So kudos to Nick there. Okay, so we're getting some updates on. Okay, so Zagnut was launched by the Clark Company, which was eventually bought by Hershey. So it's from the Hershey family. I've never heard of it. Looking forward to trying one someday. The main ingredients are peanut butter and toasted coconut. Oh, right up my alley. My wife wouldn't be able to stand it because she hates coconut. I love it. Peanut butter and coconut. Wow, what a delicious treat. I'm going to have to look into this there. Stanley and Dave, appreciate you bringing that to my attention as we move on to the 100-yard backstroke here. There will be 4 heats, and heat 1 will feature in lane 2, Patrick Gorham. In lane 3, Caitlin Dockeray, and in lane 4, Evan Weiser. So this will be heat 1 of 4 of the 100-yard backstroke. We took a 5-minute quick break there. Swimmers are just about ready. They're lined up here. So this will be an all crimson heat here. Once again, Gorham in 2, Dockeray in 3, Weiser in 4. Swimmers are making their way to the starting blocks here. This will be heat 1 of 4 of your 100-yard backstroke. And they're off. This is heat 1 of the 100-yard backstroke. Again, you have Gorham in 1, Dockeray in 2, Gorham in 2, Dockeray in 3, Weiser in lane 4. So it's Gorham to the wall first in lane 2. Tightly grouped 3 swimmers here. As a matter of fact, it looks like Weiser in 4 may have taken the lead. Let's see what the wall says at the turn. Gorham didn't register on the pad, but it is Weiser in lane 4 who has taken about a body length lead on Caitlin Dockeray in 3 here. So Weiser with a very slow and deliberate backstroke, but obviously a very powerful stroke in the water as he has built a good lead here heading into the final 25. So your winner in heat 1 will be Evan Weiser. He's from Crimson in lane 4. He'll be followed by Dockeray in 3, Gorham in 2 in that order here. Once again, good race from Evan Weiser there. Very deceiving backstroke as his tempo and pace was actually very slow, but his strokes were obviously very powerful there. So that will conclude the first heat. Swimmers will do a 50 cool down. So yes, Larry is on center stage today. I know he's right on my camera position, right here in front of me. So he's getting a lot of publicity today, that Larry Rogers. So good for him. Appreciate Larry taking the time to volunteer and officiate for us here this afternoon as the swimmers go through their cool down here. Heat 2 will feature in lane 1, Ethan Young. In lane 2, Madison Rogers. In lane 3, Jacoby Jones. In lane 4, Tessa Lafreniere. In lane 5, Sonia Warwick. And in lane 6 will be Ella Folks. So Young in 1, Rogers in 2, Jones in 3, Lafreniere in 4, Warwick in 5, and Ella Folks in lane 6. That will be heat 2 of 4 of your 100-yard backstroke. Swimmers have made their way to the starting blocks here, about to lose their masks and get ready for what will be heat 2 of 4 of your 100-yard backstroke. Okay, so the swimmers have entered the water here. This will be heat 2 of your 100-yard backstroke. So lane 1 is open. Ethan Young is a scratch. So lane 1 is open here. So it's Lafreniere in 4, Jones in 3, Rogers in 2, in that order right now at the 50-yard mark. Warwick making a move here in lane 5. Let's see if she can catch up to Rogers in the 3rd place position. Lafreniere and Jones should finish in that order as you see them here coming down the stretch. I don't think Warwick is going to catch Rogers, so it will be Lafreniere, Jones, and Rogers in that order. It looks like Rogers lost her goggles somewhere along the way. Good effort there, coming in 3rd place without her goggles. So spectacular job there. You know, as a swimmer, one of the more difficult things is if you lose your goggles, right? So what happens when you lose your goggles during the race? And that's why a lot of teams, including our Gators team, and I'm sure Crimson, always devote some time at practice during the days, weeks, or months to swimming without the goggles, because you have to be ready for it to happen. At some point, at multiple points in any swimmer's career, they will lose their goggles during a race for whatever reason. So you have to be prepared for that. You can't panic. You got to let your instincts take over, and Rogers did just that, swimming out of lane 2. She's found the goggles at the bottom of the pool. I do notice a lot of these swimmers, most if not all, wear their goggle straps above their cap. Lafreniere does not in lane 4. I'm a big advocate of wearing the goggle strap underneath your cap. Chances of losing them becomes very, very slim, but we're going to move on here to heat 3 of 4 of the 100-yard backstroke, and it will feature in lane 1, Jillian Frechette. In lane 2, Sarah Pescott. In lane 3, Brody Faze. In lane 4, Riley Plant. In lane 5, Vivian Wienert. And in lane 6, Ava Bradshaw. So this is heat 3 of 4 of the 100-yard backstroke. All right, good clean start here to this heat 3 of 4 of the 100-yard backstroke. So it's going to be Brody Fahey's at the turn in lane 3, followed by Wienert in lane 5. Pescod in lane 2 in the third place position. This is still anybody's race here, folks. Wienert is pushing Fahey's here. She's in 5. Fahey's is in 3. They're a virtual dead heat coming into the final turn here. Vivian Wienert in lane 5. Brody Fahey's in lane 3. It looks like it's Fahey's right now. Wienert making a late push. They're at the flags, and it's going to be Brody Fahey's in lane 3, out touching Wienert in 5. So it was Fahey's, Wienert, Pescod. No, yes, Pescod in that order. So great race there. Heat 3 of 4 of the 100 back. Once again, the Rogers family representing in a major way here. Wouldn't be surprised if out of these 81 viewers, 30 of them were from the Rogers family all over the country. So we appreciate you joining us. Michaela Folks has some family watching in Colorado, so that's nice. Appreciate you all taking the time to join us here this afternoon from Pods in East Providence, Rhode Island, as you watch the swimmers finish their warm down. And this will take us to Heat 4 of the 100-yard backstroke. And it will feature in lane 1, Keith Hartman, in lane 2, Nick Kavik, in lane 3, Zach Zabo, in lane 4, Ryan Connors, in lane 5, Addison Abreu, and in lane 6 will be Madison Stearns. So once again, Hartman in 1, Kavik in 2, Zabo in 3, Connors in 4, Abreu in 5, Madison Stearns in lane 6. That rounds out Heat 4 of 4 of the 100-yard backstroke. Top time coming in belongs to Zach Zabo in lane 3 with a 57.02. So that's your top time by almost 4 seconds over Ryan Connors, who comes in with a 1:00.93. I know all of these times aren't completely updated. But here we go, folks. This is Heat 4 of 4 of the 100-yard backstroke. So it's Zabo in lane 3, out to the early lead. Connors right behind him here, blazing a trail. He's actually catching up to Zabo right now. At the 50 mark, it's almost a dead heat. It is Zabo slightly ahead of Connors. So they're in lanes 3 and 4 here. Mr. Rogers creating a nice wall for us for a second there. So it's Zabo in 3, Connors in lane 4. As we come down the stretch here, it will be Zach Zabo. The battle for third is going to be between Kavik and Abreu. Kavik's in 2. Abreu is in 5 here. It is Zabo, Connors, and Kavik, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3 here in the 100 back. So Zabo, Connors, Kavik, 1, 2, 3. So you had both Zabo and Connors under a minute there. So that's a big milestone, breaking the minute there. Yeah. So that'll put a wrap on the 100 backstroke, and that'll take us into our final event of the afternoon. I think we're going to have a cool down here, or a 5-minute break. That'll take us to our last event, which will be the 200 freestyle here this afternoon. So the 2 free will have 4 heats. First heat will feature in lane 2, Patrick Gorham; in lane 3, Ian Scott Sheldon; in lane 4, Caitlin Dockray. And that will close out our 13-14 session here. So I did see a comment that Eleanor Brown is checking in from Scotland. So Eleanor, you may take the prize for our furthest viewer today from Scotland. I'd love to ask, what time is it in Scotland right now? 3:08 here on the East Coast in East Providence, Rhode Island. So Eleanor Brown checking in from Scotland. That's fantastic. We appreciate you joining us here today. And again, as we were up around 80 viewers here, I would ask you, go on to the Gators page. Actually, while you're watching, you should see a button that says subscribe. So hit that button and subscribe to this feed, because what will happen is, let's just say on the off chance you forget a meet and you forget that it's on, you'll get a notification on your phone when we go live, and you can jump right in and see it. So jump into the Gators page, hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified in the future when we have a race and we go live, so you can join without needing to click on the link here. So we're going to move into our final event. We got Wes Hartman checking in. What's up, Wes? Kendra Brown also giving Scotland some love. So Eleanor Brown cheering on Ava Bradshaw from Crimson, from Scotland. I'm still waiting on you, Eleanor. I need a time check over there. What time are we looking at in Scotland right now? I mean, I'm sure I could use Siri or something else, but I'm a little busy here, I might say. Actually, although at this moment, with a break in the action, not really a lot going on. So we've had some really fast swimming here this afternoon in the 13 and 14-year-old session. We've had the biggest number of viewers here joining us, so we appreciate your patronage and support. The swimmers undoubtedly do, and they deserve it, right? All the hard work and grit that they've put in during this season, which has been the most challenging season from a sports perspective in a long time. So everything else aside, these kids have learned how to compete in a completely different environment. Many of them competing in pools with no competition, so they're basically swimming against themselves and the clock, which can be a very difficult thing to do. So we're at 8:10 p.m. in Scotland. So Eleanor, top of the evening to you there. Again, appreciate you joining us. We're going to move on to the 200 freestyle. This is our last event of the 13, 14-year-old session this afternoon. Heat 1 will feature in lane 2, Patrick Gorham; in lane 3, Ian Scott Sheldon; and in lane 4, Caitlin Dockray. So it will be an all crimson heat here. Heat 1 of 2 of the 13, 14, 200-yard freestyle. Gorham, Scott Sheldon, and Dockray have made their way to the blocks here. We'll be underway shortly in our final event of the afternoon here. Gorham having a tough time getting his mask off. He's got it. It's off. Gorham, Scott Sheldon, and Dockeray ready to go here. This is heat 1 of your 200-yard freestyle. So after the first 50, it's Scott Sheldon in 3, followed by Gorham in 2. Scott Sheldon is in lane 3, Gorham's in lane 2, Dockeray's in 4. Scott Sheldon continues his lead here. He's had a great afternoon here. Had a good day yesterday. Pounding the water here in lane 3 as he's built up a substantial lead out of lane 3 here. Gorham and Dockeray in lanes 2 and 4, they're battling it out for second place because no one is going to catch Ian Scott Sheldon here. Having a great weekend for himself, a 13-year-old member of Crimson Aquatics. He's made what will be his final turn here in the 200. So your winner will come from lane 3. It will be Ian Scott Sheldon in lane 3. Touching the wall, and it looks like 2:18, which will represent about a 15 to 16 second drop on his entry time. So he will be your winner. Looks like Caitlin Dockeray has taken over second place in lane 4 here. So it will be Scott Sheldon, Dockeray, and Gorham in that order here in the first heat of our mixed 13-14 200 freestyle. So that'll take us to heat number 2, which will feature in lane 1. In lane 1, Jacoby Jones. In lane 2, Evan Weiser. In lane 3, Cormac Hughes. In lane 4, Jane Dater. And in lane 5, Ethan Young. Lane 6 will be open here on heat number 2. So once the warm down is completed, we'll get you right into heat number 2. Again, Jones in 1, Weiser in 2, Hughes in 3, Dater in 4, Young in lane 5. As is expected, we've lost some viewers here, but as the meet goes on and kids are done with their swims for the day, that's typically the case. We lose some viewers as the session goes on, always peaks within about 10 to 15 minutes of the start time. And we are winding down our action here in the 13, 14-year-old session this afternoon. So we will have heat 2 of 4 of your 200-yard freestyle, and will feature in lane 1, Jacoby Jones, lane 2, Evan Weiser, lane 3, Cormac Hughes, lane 4, Jane Dater, Ethan Young will be a scratch. So lanes 5 and 6 will be open here. This is heat 2 of the 200-yard freestyle. So it's Hughes and Dater after the first 50 here. Cormac in lane 3, Dater in lane 4. They're your leaders right now. So as they come into the first 100 here, it looks like Jane Dater in lane 4 has taken over the lead by about 3/10 here over Hughes. They're stroke for stroke though. Anything can happen here in this last 100. And as we've seen, anything that can will happen here in this meet here this afternoon. Looks like Hughes has now pulled ahead of Dater. So we'll get you some splits here when they hit the wall for their final 50. It is Hughes. So it is Hughes who's ahead by about 3/10 of a second. Cormac seems to be getting stronger here in the final 50 as he's pulled away from Dater in lane 4 a little bit here. He's opened up more than a body length lead, and it's going to be Cormac Hughes in lane 3, taking it down in heat 2 of 4 of the 200-yard freestyle. Hughes will be a winner from lane 3. Fahey's second place in lane 1. Weiser in second place. Oh, God, I'm all over the place. Sorry, here. Let's start this over. So we had Cormac Hughes, your winner, out of lane 3. Jacoby Jones in second out of lane 1. And Weiser in third out of lane 2. So Hughes, Jones, Weiser in that order. That's heat 2 of 4 of the 200-yard freestyle. Yeah, you know, Dave, that's a good point. We got a lot of time zones represented here. My guess is we have 4, 5, maybe 6 time zones represented here in this session. We've lost some folks due to time here. However, good representation from around the country, and this is going to bring us to heat 3 of 4. This is the second to last heat of the day here in the 13-14 session. Brody Fahey's will be in lane 1, Maggie Holland in lane 2, Ryan Kornacki in lane 3, Zach Dauphin in lane 4, Riley Plant in lane 5, and Charlotte Kaiser in lane 6. As the swimmers have made their way to the blocks, this will be heat 3 of the 200-yard freestyle. So it's Holland and Kornacki, lanes 2 and 3 in your 1 and 2 positions. Dolphin pushing hard in lane 4. So after the first 100, it will be Kornacki, Dolphin, Holland. Kornacki beginning to pull away here. Let's see if Dolphin can catch him. Dolphin making his move as they reach the flags, and it will be Ryan Kornacki in lane. Oh no, we're not done. See, I was just fooling. I want to make sure you guys were all paying attention. You're all paying attention. You all get the gold star there. Just seeing to make sure everybody was paying attention. I knew we still had 50 to go. Nothing to see here, folks. And now it is Kornacki in lane 3. Dolphin making a late push in 4, but it will be Ryan Kornacki in lane 3, your winner here, followed by Zach Dolphin, Maggie Holland in 3rd. So Kornacki, Dolphin, Holland, 1, 2, 3 in that order here. Riley Plant, Brody Fahey's, and Charlotte Kaiser to follow. Again, just wanted to make sure everybody was paying attention there, and you all were. So, very good job there. So, we're going to move into our final heat of the day here in the 13-14 session. It will be Heat 4 of 4, and will feature in lane 1, George Groves, lane 2, Zach Zabo, lane 3, Nick Havoc, lane 4, Damian Figet-Kosarev, lane 5, Ben Connors, and in lane 6, Claire Carroll. So your top time coming in belongs to Havoc with a 1:57.56. He's followed by Figet-Kosarev with a 1:57.62. and Zabo with a 1:57.70. Those are your 3 swimmers under 2 minutes. So it should be a really exciting race here to close out the day. You saw Damian Figet-Kosarev in the 100 free. He broke 53 seconds, clocking a 52.4. So I would imagine that this 1:57.62 is not going to hold from him. So we'll see. Once again, Figet-Kosarev in lane 4, Kavik in 3, Zabo in 2. Groves in 1, Connors in 5, Carroll in 3. This should be a very fast 200. Got to make sure I keep up with the action here with my camera position. These guys go so fast. So at your first 50, it is Figet-Kosarev in 4. He's out in front of Zabo by a little bit here. Zabo's in 2, but there's swimmers are still very tightly grouped up. Lanes 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. Zabo, Kavik, Figet-Kosarev, and Connors. It remains Damian Figet-Kosarev in lane 4, your leader at the 100-yard mark. Looks like Havoc has moved up to the 2nd place position. He's in lane 3. So at the 150 mark, it remains Figet, Kosarev, and Kavik. Connor's making a move here in lane 5. Zabo in lane 2. Will anyone catch Damien in 4? Figet, Kosarev has hit the wall here. Looks like Zabo has moved into first in lane 2. Both swimmers have hit the flags. It's going to be Zach Zabo in lane 2. Followed by Damien Figet, Kosarev in 4. Third place is going to be Ben Connors. So Connors out touching Kavik there. Looks like about a 1/10 of a second separated them. What an exciting race and a great way to close out our session here in this 13, 14-year-old session. So once again, folks, appreciate everybody taking the time to join us here today. We'll be back at the end of February. I don't have dates yet, but we'll be back at the end of February. We have 2 meets in the March timeframe as well. So again, I'm going to expect this 13, 14 group to break the century mark. We're going over 100 with viewers for those next races. So once again, that'll conclude our 13, 14 session here from Pods in East Providence, Rhode Island. This is Jeremy Abreu. Have a great weekend, and thank you for joining us.